guys, it's Burton and welcome to this video. Welcome to this channel. Before I get into the 4 things with the coconut video, I figured I'd properly introduce myself because my last video was just a video that I uploaded. And like I said, that was for experimental purposes and I just wanted to try out an idea that I had and document it. So, once again, my name is Burton. This is my channel, hence the name. And I just wanted to share what my intentions were moving forward. I have a lot of ideas for challenges that I want to do, not just food challenges, but like building challenges. So you may see some of that. You may see food challenges like the one I just posted, life hacks, food hacks, building videos, DIYs, things like that. So yeah, that's about it. And I don't really have a general theme. I guess that's going to be my theme there. I don't really know what that's going to fall under. But, I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Since I'm doing the whole 4 things video and we're introducing ourselves here, I guess I could say 4 things about myself, like 4 facts. So, besides the obvious, once again, my name is Burton, hence the name of the channel. Live in the Bahamas. My favorite color is blue. I'm 19 years old. And my favorite fruit is definitely the strawberry. Yeah. So this video today is all about this right here, the coconut. And yeah, so when you go online, you don't see a whole lot of videos about what to do with a coconut, especially not in one video. It's just, it's pretty standard. And I figured that I would make a video about 4 things you could do with this one coconut. Not a bunch, not a whole tree of coconuts, but with just one coconut. And there's a whole lot more you could do. I might make a second part. But for this first video, it's just pretty basic stuff. So, guess we should start getting into that. Okay, pause it. Videos on that.
You used to do some hard things.
Milk, and the coconut milk is pretty easy to make. After you blended up the coconut meat with some water, you're going to be left with this chunky liquid. After you strain that out, you're going to be left with the milk. Now, the more coconut you use than water, the more concentrated the milk would be, and I guess the stronger the flavor will be as well. So after you get the coconut milk, what you can do is leave it to sit in a cool area, and that is going to be the basis for a coconut cream. When you let the coconut milk sit after a while, the fat from the coconut itself will rise up and sit on top of the water, and the water is going to be below it. Like you can see the difference between the coconut fat and the water itself. The coconut fat will be that white, strong white, milky looking thing on top of the water, and the water underneath is just going to be like I don't want to say muddy, but a dull white color. The coconut cream is going to be the basis for our coconut oil, and you could also use, once you start up enough coconut cream, you can use that to make coconut whipped cream. You can use it as a creamer in tea, but yeah, that's going to act as the basis for our coconut oil. The coconut milk has been sitting. After you've made your coconut milk, what's going to be left is this, I don't even know what to call it, like coconut chunks. I guess you could say coconut chunks, and that is what is going to be used to make our flour. So I've made this flour in the past, and it did not turn out the way it turned out today. I didn't even film it, but it burnt. The coconut flour burnt. That's all you need to know, it burnt. But if you do it right, here's what's gonna happen. So right now you have the coconut chunks or the coconut shreds, whatever you want to call it, and it's kind of moist because it's just been blended with water. So what you need to do is you need to try and dehydrate that, and you can do that in an oven. I rather do it in a pan because it's faster. You just take it out, lay it in a pan, and you set the pan on, I'm gonna say medium heat, and it's gonna take a little bit of a while, but you're gonna let that cook down. Stir it constantly so it doesn't burn, but the moisture gets dried out of it and it becomes dry. So after the coconut has been drying and it's dried, it's gonna look like this. And after that's done and that's really dried out, that is what you're going to blend into a fine powder. That is going to take some time because the coconut shreds itself are already fine. And right now it's just dry, so leaving it to blend for like, I'm gonna say 5 minutes, maybe more. You should have a powder consistency. And that's what's gonna give you your coconut flour. Now, this is not going to react like regular bread flour because it's not regular bread flour. Keep that in mind. And last up is the coconut oil. So the coconut cream, like I said before, was the basis for the coconut. The coconut cream was the basis for the coconut oil. And what you have to do is you have to draw out the oil from the fat itself. So there's two ways that you could do this. You could separate the coconut cream from the water, just the pure cream itself, and cook that down. And what's going to happen is that's going to cook down and you're going to start to see it burn a little bit, just a little. Well, actually, no, a good much. You're going to see it burn, and as that burns away, the oil is going to be left. The second way you could do it is you could just take the coconut milk, pour it into a pan, cook it down. You're going to see the milk, well, you're going to see the cream boil up to the top and kind of float like a raft. And you're going to let the water boil down and boil down and boil down. And you're going to be left with the cream on the pan. And the cream is going to have to boil out, and then it's going to become clumpy and brown and cooked. And what's left from that is the oil. Now, as you can see, I don't have a lot of coconut milk, and that is because, well, actually, I have a lot of coconut milk, but the coconut milk isn't high in fat. And that's because this coconut is very young. It's not young, but it's ripe. And in the past, when I've made coconut oil, because I've made coconut oil a good much, more than 2 times, more than 3 times. And all those times, I've used older coconuts with very little water, a lot of meat, almost dry. Those coconuts have a higher fat content in it. And I use like 2 or 3 at a time. So, those coconuts have a higher fat content in it. Just because there's less water, there's more meat, and more meat means more cream means more fat means more oil. So that was the only thing. That was the only difference between that and this. This coconut is younger compared to all the other coconuts that I've used in the past. So that's why I have very little coconut oil left over. But as you can see, I did get something. I got like 3 drops of coconut oil. So yeah, there isn't a whole lot of oil in the fat because there wasn't a whole lot of coconut fat to begin with. But the oil is there, and if you had like 100 coconuts, trust me, you would have a whole lot of oil. If you were to look up videos on YouTube about people making coconut oil, like for example, if you see a container like this in your house, if you see a container like this, that took a whole lot of coconuts to make. Just because you need so much fat, and those coconuts were not old. If you look at a regular container of coconut oil, something that you would buy at the store, that probably took a whole lot of coconuts to make. If you were to look up a video on YouTube about how to make coconut oil, a lot of the videos utilize like 5+ coconuts to make coconut oil, and the process is going to take longer because it's more fat to cook out, but you get a much better yield, you know. Okay, that video took not that long to make actually, but I really hope you enjoyed that video. This was a fail, but not really. Like I said, I just wanted to showcase, 4 things you could do with 1 coconut, and that's just a little bit of things you could do with 1 coconut. Imagine if you had like 10. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you stick around, you may see more videos like this. If you want to, you could subscribe. If you want to get notified to when I post another video again, you could like it so that I can know that you like it. Comment any suggestions that you might want me to do in the future, and have a great day. Hope you have a good one.